Welcome to Millennium Daily News. This is Ifat Fatima with top stories. In testing Montana vote for Trump, Republican caught up in brawl. Manchester attack, UK halts sharing bombing intel with United States. One day, two presidents. Merkel meets with Obama, then Trump. The United Nations wants investigation into attack on Yemen envoy's convoy. Awami League introduces to get no membership renewal, Qatar. And Bangladesh-Pakistan first warm-up match on 27 May. Those were the headlines, now the detail. A Democratic political novice hopes to pull off a surprise victory in Republican-leaning Montana in a special congressional race roiled on the eve of voting by allegation that the Republican candidate physically assaulted a reporter. Democrat Rob Quist, a banjo-playing folk singer and first-time candidate, is facing off against Republican Technical Executive Judge Gianforte in a tightening race for the U.S. House of Representatives seat vacated when President Donald Trump named Ryan Zinke as Secretary of the Interior. Republicans have held Montana's lone House seat for 2 decades, and Gianforte was still favored in a state that Trump won by more than 20 percentage points in the 2016 presidential election. President Donald Trump's businesses say it would be impractical to require customers representing foreign nations to identify themselves, raising questions about how Trump will fulfill a pledge to donate all profits from overseas governments to the U.S. Treasury. The Umbrella Trump Organization sent a pamphlet to the general managers at each hotel, golf course, social club, and winery owned or operated by Trump, saying it would only donate profits from guests who declare they represent foreign governments. The pamphlet was sent to the House of Representatives Oversight and Reform Committee in response to a request for information on how the Trump Organization was fulfilling the pledge Trump made in January. Britain has suspended intelligence sharing on the Manchester bombing with the U.S. after American officials leaked information to the media, an issue that British Prime Minister Theresa May will raise with U.S. President Donald Trump. U.S. officials released the suspected bomber's name and other details of the investigation into the deadly attack at the Manchester Arena Monday night, irking British investigators scrambling to keep details of the probe confidential. May said Thursday she would raise leaks with Trump when the pair meet at a NATO summit in Brussels, Belgium. There is no secret about which of the 2 American presidents German Chancellor Angela Merkel will meet she likes the most. On a day of odd political coincidences, Merkel will sit down with one president she calls a friend and with whom she shares a political wavelength, Barack Obama, and another with whom she has had a first start, Donald Trump. Merkel, the most powerful leader in Europe, will first meet Obama in Berlin to talk about democracy and faith at the Brandenburg Gate, meters away from the path of the Cold War wall, which once split the city, at an event hosted by the German Protestant Church. Faced with this summer's partial shutdown of New York's Pennsylvania station due to track repairs, some employers in the largest U.S. city are scrambling to come up with Plan B offerings to allow their superb dwelling staff to avoid the largely shuttered transit hub. Inquiries have spiked for temporary office spaces that do not require travel through the busiest train station in the U.S., where week-long outages in July and August are expected to trigger a travel nightmare for employees living in New Jersey and Long Island suburbs, according to businesses and real estate specialists. In the nation's leading center of banking, finance, and communication, major employers are offering to let workers clock in from home or report to branch offices. British police have stopped sharing information on the suicide bombing in Manchester with the United States, the BBC reported lately, because of fears that leaks to the US media could hinder a hunt for possible bomb makers still at large. The row came as police pressed a fast-paced investigation into last day's bombing, which killed 22 people at a music venue packed with children and raised fears a further attack could be imminent. Troops have been deployed to guard key points and 8 people have been arrested. Authorities have said the 22-year-old bomber, British-born Salman Abedi, was part of a network and had recently returned from Libya, where his parents were born. The United Nations urged authorities to Houthi-controlled Sana'a to investigate a grave attack on the convoy of its envoy to Yemen during his visit to the capital. UN Special Envoy Ismail Ould Sheikh Ahmed was in Sana'a for 3 days of talks aimed at preventing military action at the strategic port of Hodeidah, the entry point for 70% of Yemen's food supplies as well as humanitarian aid. A UN statement said that Ahmed's convoy came under attack while traveling from the airport in Sana'a to the United Nations compound. The Houthi-run Sabah news agency has denied any attack. Viewers, now going for a short break. Stay with us. We will be right back with the headlines. Power supply situation to improve by Saturday, reaffirms Nazrul. UN honors 3 peacekeepers from Bangladesh. OPEC aims to extend supply curbs as oil glut persists. Samsung investigating Galaxy S8 iris hack. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir said their party will not renew the membership of those intruded into it from other parties. All will have to remain aware to keep our campaign for collection of new members and renewal of old membership out of any controversy, he told his party colleagues. The Awami League General Secretary also directed the ruling party leaders to check thoroughly during the collection of new members to prevent the entry of parasites into the party. Qadir, also the road transport and bridges minister, came up with the remarks while handing over the member collection forms to Awami League's district level leaders at the party president's Dhanmondi office. The High Court ordered the English medium school across Bangladesh to form their managing committees. An High Court bench comprising Justice Sheikh Hassan Arif and Justice Muhammad Badruzzaman passed the order disposing of a writ filed seeking rules for English medium schools. The court also ordered the observance of all national days, including the Independence Day and the Victory Day, with due solemnity by the English medium schools. Deputy Attorney General Sardar Rashid Jahangir, Assistant Attorney General Protikar Chakma and Shuchira Hussain stood for the state, while Barrister Badruddin Badal, Anik R. Haq and J. R. Khan Robin for the petitioner. Naim Ashraf, one of the accused in a case filed over rape of 2 private university girls in a Banani hotel, was brought to a Dhaka court. Naim was brought to Dhaka Chief Metropolitan Magistrates Court on completion of his 7-day remand period, reports UNB. He was arrested from Munshiganj on May 17. The 2 university girls were raped at the Raintree Dhaka Hotel in Banani of the capital on March 28 last. One of the rape victims filed a case with the Banani police station on May 6, accusing 5 people: Shafat Ahmed, Shadban Sakif, Naim Ashraf, Bilal and Shafat's bodyguard. State Minister for Power and Energy Nazrul Hamid reiterated that some measures have been taken for improving power supply situation by Saturday. We hope the power situation will improve and come to a near normal position by Saturday, as we have taken some measures, he told reporters while briefing them on the power supply situation at Bidyut Bhavan in the city. Mentioning the measures taken by the government to improve power supply situation, the state minister said some fertilizer factories have been shut down to divert gas supply to power plants, while CNG refueling stations will remain closed during the peak hours from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day during Ramadan like the previous years. nothing that it was only Qazi Nazrul Islam who had realized that communalism is the biggest problem of this subcontinent. President Abdul Hamid called upon all to help build a non-communal society imbued with the rebel poet's spirit. As a representative of the 20th century, Nazrul was a strong voice against imperialism, colonialism, feudalism, capitalism, fanaticism, communalism, fundamentalism, localism, and repression. He said the president was addressing a function at Osmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital, marking the 118th birth anniversary of national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam. Hamid said Nazrul was unique as a non-communal and humanitarian poet in Bangla literature's last 1,000 years history, as he was the only literature who understood that communalism is the biggest problem of the Indian subcontinent. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina expressed her solid confidence that the swimmers of Bangladesh would appear as global talent in near future through appropriate training and exercise. The Prime Minister said while addressing the closing ceremony of the swimming talent hunt at swimming pool complex of Bangladesh Navy headquarters. The Prime Minister enjoyed the final round of the swimming competition and distributed prize among the winners. The United Nations has honored over 100 military, police and civilian personnel from 43 countries, including 3 Bangladeshis who lost their lives while serving in peacekeeping operations last year. Permanent representative of Bangladesh to the United Nations, Ambassador Masood bin Momen, received the medal for the 3 deceased peacekeepers, said a press release of Bangladesh mission to the United Nations. Mohammad Abul Bashar, Shoinik of Bangladesh Army serving in Mali, died on October last year. Constable Motahar Hussain and Constable Muhammad Samidul Islam of Bangladesh Police serving in the same mission also died on May last year. Viewers, now Millennium Business News. In the oil-rich Gulf, public displays of the private wealth are everywhere. The prosperous buy expensive license plates for supercars and gold-plated iPhones. But when it comes to giving money away, rich Arabs prefer to do so quietly, in keeping with Islamic tradition. Often the motivation behind giving money away is driven by religion, history or origin, and that is very true of the Middle East, said John Kennedy, CEO of the National Philanthropic Trust, a British charity that advises donors. Energy ministers from OPEC and other major producers will decide whether to extend production cuts at a meeting in Vienna lately. The group of top producers agreed to slash output in November in an attempt to reduce a global oil glut and boost prices. The gamble paid off, but now markets are counting on more action. Major producers are considering an extension that would keep the agreement in place through the end of March. A preliminary deal among OPEC nations to extend the supply curbs by 9 months would be put to representatives of non-OPEC producers later, an OPEC source said. The partners of the Sustainability Compact have encouraged private initiatives to remain engaged with the government and renew their commitments to work for safer RMG factories in Bangladesh during the coming years. Recognizing the critical role that the RMG sector plays in the country's development, they expressed their continued commitment to the people of Bangladesh, including through supporting responsible business conduct. The initiative, called Bangladesh Sustainability Compact, was born in the aftermath of the tragic factory collapse in 2013, which claimed 1,129 lives. Viewers, now Millennium Science and Technology News. A newly found flaw in widely used networking software leaves tens of thousands of computers potentially vulnerable to an attack similar to that caused by WannaCry, which infected more than 300,000 computers worldwide, cybersecurity researchers said lately. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced the vulnerability, which could be exploited to take control of an affected computer, and urged users and administrators to apply a patch. Rebecca Brown of Rapid7, a cybersecurity company, told Reuters that there were no signs yet of attackers exploiting the vulnerability in the 12 hours since its discovery was announced. Electronic device makers such as Hong Kong-listed SUGA and other startups are looking to cash in on a boom in China in so-called pet wearables like smart collars, leashes, and feeders. Pet ownership, denounced as a decadent and bourgeois habit after the Communist Party took power in China more than 60 years ago, has become popular again among the country's growing middle class. The electronic pet device market in China is still quite small, but by some estimates it's growing by a fifth or even a quarter every year, drawing developers and producers such as Pet Pace LLC, Mars Pet Cares, Whistle Labs Incorporation, I4C Innovations, Feedberg, and Day-Level. Samsung Electronics is investigating claims by a German hacking group that is fooled the iris recognition system of the new flagship Galaxy S8 device, the firm said. The launch of the Galaxy S8 was a key step for the world's largest smartphone maker as it sought to move on from last year's humiliating withdrawal of the fire-prone Galaxy Note 7s, which hammered the firm's once stellar reputation. But a video posted by the Chaos Computer Club, a German hacking group founded in 1981, shows the Galaxy S8 being unlocked using a printed photo of the owner's eye covered with a contact lens to replicate the curvature of a real eyeball. Viewers, now Millennium Sports News. Bangladesh cricket team, now in England to play in the 8-team ICC Champions Trophy, will play Pakistan in their first official warm-up at Edgbaston in Birmingham on Saturday. The Tigers, boosted with a fresh memory of their first away victory against New Zealand in the Ireland's Tri-Nation Series, will play their giant neighbour India in their second official warm-up match on May 30 at Kennington Oval in London. Bangladesh will start their campaign in the ICC Champions Trophy, taking on hosts England in the opening match on June 1 at Kennington Oval in London with a sweet memory, eliminating British Lions from last ICC World Cup. The fifth version of the franchise-based Bangladesh Premier League will begin on November 4 next. The inaugural function of the entertaining T20 Cricket League is likely to be held on November 2, and the players' draft formalities of the league will be held September 16. Chairman of the BPL governing body, Afzalur Rahman Sinha, disclosed this at a press conference at the conference hall of Sheribangla National Cricket Stadium in Mirpur. BPL Member Secretary Ismail Haider Mollik, BCB Director Lokman Hussain Bhuiya, and BCB CEO Nizamuddin Chaudhry Sujan were also present on the occasion. All-time top scorer Wayne Rooney was left out of the England squad for next month's World Cup qualifier against Scotland and a friendly against France. The 31-year-old striker has lost his place at Manchester United and was similarly omitted from Gareth Southgate's England squad announced in March, although he was carrying a knee injury at the time but is now fit. Rooney, who made a brief appearance in Manchester United's Europa League final win over Ajax in Stockholm, had hoped to end his international career by captaining England at next year's World Cup in Russia. Before ending, the headlines are once again. In testing Montana vote for Trump, Republican caught up in brawl. Manchester attack, UK halts sharing bombing intel with United States. One day, two presidents. Merkel meets with Obama, then Trump. The United Nations wants investigation into attack on Yemen envoys convoy. Awami League introduces to get no membership renewal, Qatar. And Bangladesh-Pakistan first warm-up match on 27 May. This is all for now from Millennium Daily Newsroom. To get any kind of news, please log into facebook.com/MillenniumTVUSA and youtube.com/MillenniumTVUSA. Besides, to get the most updated news, please visit our website www.millenniumtv.net. Stay with Millennium. Allah Hafiz.